I mean, network television.
Network
How about that?
television.
You just stay around long enough.
And
you
now,
wear them down.
Now you're that single father trying to find a new life after your wife passed, and now you're the unicorn because you're walking around town and you're a catch. You're the catch of Los Angeles.
How about that? I think
if you could only get past all of what's going on between your temples, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You know, I never really saw myself in network television. I stopped thinking about that a very long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know, like a lot of actors, I really kind of follow the words on the page, and what's the best kind of thing out there. And when this came across my desk, I read it and thought, wow, you know, if they were to do this, you know, a different way,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they would really kind of be up for that, but if they were to let me do my thing, regardless of whether or not it got picked up, I think it could actually do some good in the world and something that I would like to be a part of. And so, you know, I met with them. It was the invitation to meet with them. And one of the producers is a guy named Peyton Reed, who was a good friend of mine. He directed Ant-Man and the Wasp. And his two friends are writers Bill Martin and Mike Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
And they wrote this story based on their best friend from college, and he lost his wife to cancer very young, and he had two teenage daughters. And a year into his grieving process, he looked at his friends that were writers and said, "Do you think this would make a good television show?" And they said, "But we've been waiting for a year."
Right.
I didn't say
No,
F-U-C-K.
no, careful. But you did spell
but I didn't say it. Yeah. Okay, as if you don't know what that means. They said, yes, this will make a great show.
Yeah.
And so here we are, man. We did it, and
it's just funny too. It's got a sweet center. I mean, we've had Omar Miller and Rob Corddry on to talk about it too.
Yeah.
So
you have.
Yes, we are
yeah.
quite familiar with your show, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
And the same with your work. How in the world?
Well, you know what? Then I'll say this. You know,
Sure.
like I don't know. For me, I'm an earnest guy. I'm not a quippy guy.
Right.
It's just not my thing. I suppose my humor comes from storytelling or situational humor. You know, I'm not a comedian, and I don't want to be a comedian. I want to be me.
Right.
And but this story for me, as funny as it is, we knew it would be funny, and I told CBS, I said, I promise you, it'll be funny, but we got to land it. I don't think you can talk about this kind of thing without really going there emotionally.
Yeah.
And all of the people at CBS were so unbelievably supportive right out of the gate, regardless, again, whether or not we got picked up.
Right.
But the thing that I will say that I want to say on your show, because I haven't really said this anywhere else, is that, look, man, we all grieve. You know, we all go through difficult periods in our life. And I think most of us, like even empty nesters, you know, like a child going off to college or the loss of a pet, whatever that is, let alone the loss of a spouse or the loss of a child or the loss of a job, I think it's in those moments that we feel most isolated. We feel most alone, and that there is no one there to grieve us. And my intention, the only reason that I did this show, because I've been there, is to say that, you know what, we're not alone, and that you're not the first person to go through it, and you won't be the last. And if we can put something out into the world where most content, most comedy is cynical, which is funny as I can say on the air. Like, it's funny. I can say that. I can say on
No.
CBS.
Well, I mean,
it's like, and it's funny, but okay. Well then, okay, now I'll retract that.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so
but I totally know what you're saying, though, Walton. I just recently lost my dad, and the thing that really blew me away was the number of people who said, you know what, I lost a parent too, and I'm here for you.
Yeah, man.
I'm here for you. Reached out.
Yeah.
People hadn't heard from a while.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, I was alone, and I actually joined this club that I had no idea that existed. And it is just, you know, getting together and talking it out.
Yeah, man.
Is so helpful.
And if we could create this show and tell this story,
Right.
that might ease that burden or make people look at their situation and how absurd it is, and it can be, that it might lighten their load, you know. And I'm here to tell you, man, you know, a year into or 8 months into this now, I've been stopped on the street, and I've become a repository for other people's grieving.
Good for you.
And I love it, mate.
Good for you.
I do. I love it. Yeah, and I've been there with my mother, and I'll just say this: I haven't lost a parent yet, but my mom went through some tough times, and and I had to move her to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I'm alone. You know, I'm an only child. I mean, I have a half brother with my dad. It's a long story.
Right.
And he's 14 years younger than me. But with my mom, I'm alone. And I didn't know where to go, Rich. I have no idea. Like, I don't know, how do I take care of my mom? She's like, we always had our little house, and our agreement was, you take care of your side of the street, I'll take care of mine. And I had to look for a place out here, and I was just overwhelmed and consumed with all of these decisions and responsibilities. And I'll make this quick, I promise.
No.
And I went into this facility where she is here. It's just a retirement community. And I walked out, and I was just bawling, like, how can I do this? I don't know what to do. And I looked up, and I saw a guy walking down the street who was bawling with 2 bags of groceries. And I said, Dan? He said, Walton? I said, what are you doing here? He said, I just moved my mom in here last night. And I said, oh my God. And he just walked me through his process. And it's like, I'm not alone. He's going through it. All of my other friends are going through it.
If we just only have the courage to actually communicate,
That's right.
man.
That's exactly
it really
right.
is. Sometimes you just don't have the courage to do it, or you think you get stepping out of your skin. But again, that's what a show like The Unicorn's all about.
Thanks,
Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, including tonight.
That's right.
On CBS.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.